Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. Here we go on ESPN. After a great career at Oklahoma State, some said Rashawn Woods was the most polished receiver in the draft. We'll see if they're right. 49ers, Jets. Straight ahead.
While the teams are out on the field getting loose, the fans are filing in and finding their seats for the game. Greetings from Jet Stadium, everybody. I'm Dan Stevens. My pal Peter O'Keefe will be covering today's game with me. Peter, playing on the road can be an unfriendly environment, to say the least, and it has been particularly unkind to these guys.
Well, you said
7-yard line. Haas reels in the... Pennington throws a heater right sideline, and it's... Bullet out left. Martin gets the call on. Pennington rifles it out left side. Pennington throws a bullet and it's caught at the... Martin is at the 10. He's in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Jets.
Oh, look at this guy go to town. This is a great run.
What an athlete, Peter. A fantastic display.
Hey, what?
Latte lets it go here, and it's complete at the 25. Conway makes the catch on the right side. 57. Latte passes this one, and this one is incomplete.
Reggie Tongue is sitting back there in the zone waiting for this one, Dan. Check it out. Yep, he forced the incomplete pass. That's great coverage.
That had potential for some yards, Peter.
This away. Great D.
Well, the D holds tight on 3rd and long and forces an incompletion. That was a good call by the defensive coordinator.
Oh, it sure was. Perfect D for that situation.
And it will bring up 4th down. And that'll do it for... Peterson boots it from 50 yards out, and it's no good, short of the goalposts. Yard line. Martin gets the toss and runs into traffic. Soule takes it across the line and will get... Pennington throws a bullet to the flat, and it's complete, which starts at their own 19-yard line. Martin makes...
They had it all locked up.
That will bring up 2nd down. Tongue... Latte gets all of his arm into this pass and start this drive at their 46-yard line. Young sacks him back at the 42.
This 5 wide out versus a D that is wisely loaded up on DBs.
Carter gets the sack at the 39. Let's go back and revisit that last tackle in the backfield. Great stop.
And Dan, I remember watching a game on TV when Bryant Young was maybe a junior at the
start at their own 21-yard line. Barlow has his number called on 1st down, and
they were, hoping for more.
Latte rifles this one hard over the middle, and it's caught at the 4.
Down 2 defenders and comes away with the football. Oh, nice catch.
A beautiful pickup, Peter. Everyone on the... Latte throws this one over the middle, and... One man to beat. No one in front of him. Touchdown!
Touchdown, Jets.
Reggie Tongue picks off the ball, and he's going all the way. Nobody can stop him. Man, I hope his mom's got the VCR going.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception. Peter, interesting order to the division, isn't there?
Oh, you bet.
Grabs the fastball. Latte zips it to the left sideline, and it's caught at the 34. Lloyd catches it. The 49ers. Latte passes this one after the play action, and it's off, incomplete. That will bring up third down.
Nice pressure that time.
Third down from the shotgun. Rips him down in the backfield, and that takes them even farther away from the markers. And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Jets enjoying the lead, 14-0. And now let's send you to Chris Berman in our studios in Bristol for the ESPN halftime report. Boomer? Conley snags the dart right. Latte rifles it out left side, and Barlow goes right up the middle. Barlow carries it for a third time in a row and gets well past the markers for a first.
Kevin Barlow it in the family on this play, and he had a lot of brothers to help him. Yeah, that design run was a success because he followed his...
Hobson chases. Woods catches the heater left sideline and picks up 14 on the play.
Face mask, number 27, defense.
Latte throws a heater right sideline and incomplete, and it will be third down. And that'll do it for the third quarter. The Jets. Rattay unloads this one off to the left hand.
Or targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
Another tackle, and he's starting to fill up the stat book.
He is dominating, Dan. So far, he's got 6 tackles.
Barlow carries this one off to the... Well, Peter, some interesting information up on the screen.
Oh, you bet. Well, there's the drive results, and the thing I want to talk about is how close this game is. When the score is like it is, one single mistake can change the whole game. They need to be careful here.
45-yard line. Martin gets the call on first down and maybe picks up 1 on the play. Martin gains 5 on the play, and that brings up third down.
Young with the tackle.
Black 79. Switch. Black 79.
Latte throws a heater, and the ball is caught and complete.
Yeah, let's see if he stays on track.
49ers, 33-yard line.
Down. Set.
Lloyd catches this one. Gets the sack, and that takes the... Martin has his number called on. The 49ers take a timeout. That's their final one.
Down.
Latte unloads this to the right sideline, and it's intercepted. Runs out at the 39. And that is going to do it for this one. The Jets come out on top 14-7. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
All right, gang, great work as always. And with that, we welcome everybody back to the ESPN studios for our ESPN Video Games postgame show. I'm Chris Berman. The Jets stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Now let's take a sec to chat with our player of the game, the guy who seemed to be all over the field on defense and came up with big play after big play. Reggie Tung is down on the field with Susie Colbert. Suze?
Thanks, Chris. You transcended the competition today. You may have the ingredient your team needed to pull out a win here. What made the difference for you guys to come out triumphant today?
Our offensive line played great all game. They did a great job of protecting the pocket, and they made big gaps for our backs. Some folks like to focus on the skills position, but you gotta appreciate what those guys do for us in the trenches.
Back to you, Chris.
This is SportsCenter. I'm Chris Berman. Let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Lions stroll away with a 14-point win. We had a big trade also of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
Over now to news of a trade that might have some ramifications. Shaun Rogers leaves the Lions and is on his way to the Colts. And just his presence in the middle of that defensive line should be a big plus for their run defense. In exchange, they'll get someone to beef up their roster. Kenny Holmes will give him a lift with regards to getting after the quarterback, as his quick first step should be a big asset to this pass rush.
John Casey played well despite the loss and showed us why he's ranked up at the top of the league. Darrell Jackson pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Seahawks beat the Patriots. 49ers, Jets. Reggie Tongue was able to step in front of this pass and pick one off, but he wasn't done there. The Jets go on to win this by the final score of 14-7. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Rams pick up their third win of the season. Over in Cleveland, home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, we had the Browns get edged out by 2 points. Over in Oakland, we had the Raiders come away with a very compelling 28-point blowout. Dolphins, Bills. Darius Thompson is so dangerous inside the red zone. And call signals at the 5. And there it is, a quick post, a slant touchdown. The Dolphins win this one by the final score of 17-10. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Antoine Smith is on the move, as you see, as he accepts a pretty good offer to leave his current club. 3 years, $2.2 million. This guy will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the Colts.
The Saints defense got to the quarterback 4 times in their win at New Orleans. The Falcons won at home but will take to the road next week to meet the Chiefs. Texans, Titans. Drew Bennett is so dangerous inside the red zone. And call signals at the 5. And there it is, a quick post, a slant touchdown. The Titans win this one by the final score of 21-10. Plaxico Burress stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Rex Grossman threw for 2 touchdowns and helped his Bears beat the Redskins. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Nicholas Harper sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. He's suffering from symptoms of a concussion, and he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own MASH unit. Warwick Dunn is probably the one that most leaps out at you. A frightening moment for the NFL, but doctors are saying the spinal injury he suffered will heal in time, which is certainly good news. He's out for the rest of the season. On to the serious news of the week. Sean Springs will miss the remainder of the season. So now that secondary is going to have to really come together if they're going to make up for his absence. So that'll do it for now. Boomer, back to you.
Chiefs, Jaguars. Reggie Williams ready to go at the 16-yard line. Makes a move, spins, he's got daylight. Beautiful pass. Boy, did that look easy for the touch. The Jaguars go on to win this by the final score of 17-13. So that'll just about do it. But before we go, I'm going to toss out a few game balls to my prime-time players. Each and every one of these men had a week to remember. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN. the worldwide leader in sports.